Okay, so I'm just having a look at the two-tones now because they weren't working. I've managed to fix the two-tones themselves in the garage. Basically all they needed doing was lubricating and a new sounder horn on the back of one of the two-tones. If you remember when we tested them, we were only getting the sound out of one, so it was just literally a case of just getting a new sounder for the back of it. So that's done, that works. The next issue we had with the two-tones was every time we tried to operate it, it blew the fuse, which is this fuse here. Now what I've done is I've replaced the fuse. Obviously the two-tones aren't connected at the moment, so all we've got at the top are bare wires. And one of the things I was thinking was that it might be a short circuit somewhere. So I'm slowly going to put everything back together and see if anything goes wrong, and see whether or not actually it was just the compressor being stuck, which was causing the fuse to blow. So going to put it all back together nice and slowly, test it each time. So each time I do something new, I'm just going to power up and operate the switch and see what happens. Obviously we're not going to get two-tones until we actually get the two-tone system on. But what we're doing is we're watching this fuse here, this second one up here. Well, actually, to be fair, we're watching both of these, because if you look on the list at the top here, you see 5 and 6 are the two-tone horns. But that's the one that kept blowing. So what we'll do is we'll power up. I'll go over to the driver's side. We'll power up the vehicle. We'll flip the two-tone switch on, and we'll see whether or not we get a blown fuse or not. Okay, so I'm in the driver's side now. First thing I'm going to do is just turn the ignition key on. You can tell we've got power because we've got the air compressor light warning going off. Fuse hasn't blown. Right, first thing I'm going to do is activate. If I just move this over a touch, I'm going to activate the switch here, which is for the two-tones. If I zoom out a little bit, you might be able to see both at the same time. So this switch, that fuse. Okay, so nothing, hasn't blown. Just going to try the press switch on the floor, and still nothing. That's positive. So the next thing I'm going to do now is we'll go outside and we'll put the two-tones, or we'll just connect the two-tones. We won't secure them or anything, we'll just get the wires connected onto them. We'll connect them up and see what happens after that. So let's go outside. So here we have the two-tone horns. Obviously they need to have a good paint. But we'll connect up the wires. To the compressor and see if we get any joy. So there's power going through to that straight away. So I'm just going to go and turn the batteries off. So batteries are turned off now, so hopefully we shouldn't at least get any power now. I'm going to leave you up here for the two-tones. I'm going to go and turn the power back on and see what happens. Okay, so one issue we seem to have is it seems to be continually powered. As soon as the batteries are turned on, we have power going through to the two-tones. I'm just going to swap the terminals over, because what I don't know is I don't know which one's positive, which one's negative. So just going to see if that does make a difference or not. Yep, so definitely had it the right way around, because that was the compressor trying to run backwards. So our brownish wire is our positive, and our black wire is the negative, which is probably right, because it's probably not brown, it's probably red. But we seem to have power going through to that straight away, which obviously is not ideal. So why is that staying permanently live? Possibly the switch. What we'll do is we'll take the we'll disconnect the switch. So actually, I think might have a spare switch from some of the equipment I got. So we'll disconnect the switch, put a different switch on the terminals, and see if that makes any difference. Okay, so there's the switch. So before I disconnect this, I'm going to go and have a look at the switch that I got from the other one, see if it's still got the wires connected to it, and just see if we can just make sure that this is actually wired correctly first, because it could just be that it's wired wrong. Yep, don't know. Okay, so unfortunately it's a completely different switch. So what I'm going to do now is stop the video, but I'm going to take a photograph of this, and I'm going to reach out to Facebook and see if anyone out there can give me an indication as to what's going on.